Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by to see me today. I really appreciate that. And if you're new here, welcome. I have noticed in the last few days I've had several new subscribers. Not that my subscriber count is really very high, but that's okay. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. But if you're one of those subscribers and you're listening, then I just want to give you a big shout out and tell you how much I appreciate you subscribing. Okay, so today we're going to work in this, I call it no writing, altered planner, calendar, whatever you want to call it. But I was thinking about this last night and I said, you know, I believe this is a glue book, really, is what this is. Now, I know that may sound really ignorant to some of you, but like I said, when I first started down this journey of junk journaling, I had no idea what anything was. I didn't know the terminology. I really was completely ignorant. So I've heard the term glue book or art book thrown around many times, but I've never really stopped to think about what it was. So before I came on today, I did look it up. You know, good old Google can tell you just about everything. And it says that a glue book is a type of journal or collage created by gluing various materials like paper, images, and ephemera into pages of a book. It's a form of art journaling that allows for creative expression and the creation of personal narratives. Glue books can be made using any book, glue, and paper, making them a versatile and accessible art form. So I think that is really what we're dealing with here. So I enlightened myself. I don't know if I enlightened any of you, but I did enlighten myself. I believe this is the last page we did. It's been a few days ago. It might not have been though, but I didn't flip through the whole thing to make sure if that was the last date. I think there was something since then. That was quite a while back. But anyway, I've decided we're going to work somewhere up here in the front. That's what I do with this. I just kind of hop around in the middle, from the front to the back, back to the front, then the middle. You know, there's no reason. I have no logic behind it. I just, instead of just doing one page after the other, which would make more sense to a lot of people, there's something about it that I enjoy, just flipping around in it and mixing it up. Anyway, you know, you need a little bit of excitement in your life. Oh, the last video that I made that went up for your Thursday video, I was starting on my library journal, and I embarrassed myself so much. Like I said in one of the last videos, and I don't typically listen to my videos, but I was uploading the video. I had edited it to the best of my ability, and then I was exporting it so it could be then sent to YouTube. And during that video, when I was listening to it, I thought, oh my gosh, listen to what I did. I could hardly believe it, really. But I told my daughter about it. She laughed and she said, oh, Mom, yeah, sometimes you say funny things like that. So, all right, I'm sure that somebody must have caught it and wondered, what the heck is this lady talking about? So what I was talking about was a glue gun, not a glue stick. Even after I heard myself make that stupid error, when I was telling my daughter about it, I still was calling it a glue stick. Now, believe me, I definitely know the difference between a glue gun and a glue stick. Although I'm much more familiar with the glue stick, I have used the glue gun in the past, but not that frequently, really. but I do see other creators that use them quite a bit, and they have no problem with them whatsoever. They just, you know, put it down and glue their stuff on. They don't have a mess of strings all over the place. I mean, for me, the glue gun is worse than Fabri-Tac, because it just for me, it makes a mess. So I had purchased myself this new glue gun because it was smaller. I felt it might be easier to handle, and it has a very small tip on it, which in comparison to the old one I had, I was hoping that that would make a difference and I might be able to utilize it. But I'm not really also crazy about this particular one. It says Surebonder. Wasn't very expensive, which is probably why I'm not too happy with it. But it feels like it would work best for a left-handed person, but it feels awkward in my hand, and it doesn't have a on-off switch. And I did not realize that really, because I haven't used it. So I plugged it in, and I'm so glad that I discovered that I made that error yesterday, because when I went to pick it up, it was hotter than hot could be. It's been plugged in for I don't know how long. So like I said, I did not know that it didn't have an on-off switch. My other glue gun, which was really cheaper, half the price of this one, did have an on-off switch. I thought they all did. You can tell I'm not very experienced with glue guns, I guess. So if I use this, I use it. If I start using it and I like the effect of it, or how easy it is to use, then I may invest in a better one. Yeah, glue stick. This is my glue stick. Anyway, I hope you can forgive me for that, and we'll overlook it, because it was just a big error. So anyway, I have no idea, as always, I have no idea what I'm going to do on here today. I did find this little doily in my stash. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, it's a pretty little doily. Maybe there you can see it a little bit better. And I pulled out some of these paper, I call them fibers, because I really don't know what else to call it. I know one's like a screening, and but I really don't know what to call them. But they came like this with these little buttons, and I think they're so cool to work with. And then I took out this little pad of paper to see if there was something there. Now what I haven't done yet is get a base, because I like to reinforce this page a little bit. It's not real thin, but I just like it better if it's reinforced. So to my right here, I have a whole pile of scraps and, off prints, things that were printed and I didn't use, or I printed too many of them. This particular sheet was from the Childish Memories, one of the pictures that I didn't use. And I think sometime in the future, I've got my little basket full of journal ideas that I want to do. I think I'll add this to it, because I think I would like to do another one of those journals, but one that includes both boys and girls. So that will be somewhere down the line. Let me just measure this. I usually cut these papers about 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. Fits pretty good. And before I started today, I cleaned both my paper trimmer and this guillotine. It had some glue on it that looked kind of nasty, really. But there must be a way to take this piece out, this clear piece. But if there is, I don't know, and I certainly don't want to break it. But it was hard to see. There's still sticky under there. I'm sure that's glue. to clean this off really well, but I did the best I could do under the circumstances. So let's just cut us a piece of paper here, and then we will build on this. So this is 5 1/4. I'm only taking about 1/4 of an inch off of this lengthwise. So I do hope everybody is doing well. I don't know what the weather is like in your part of the country, but it is warm here, very warm. I'm not sure what the temperature is today, but it's warm. It's warm in the house, and we do have some air conditioning on, but we don't have it all turned on. All right, so what are we going to do? I have my base here that will be glued to this when I'm ready to put it in, but I need something because these papers are not that big. They're only maybe 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. No, that could be right. 4 by 5.5 or something like that. Anyway, they're not very big. So I gotta cover up this as well. And I have no idea what I want to use because I don't know what I want to do. How do you like that? So have any of you ever done, I'm reaching kind of behind me here to see if I have a paper pad that is just one-sided. So I maybe can pull something out of that. I keep a couple beside me just because it makes it easy if I want to find something. Now this is another Desicraft paper pad, and I really like this. These designs and everything. You get 48 sheets. Three of the 16 designs. 3 sheets of 16 designs, and 3 are textured designs, which I love those textured papers. 3 pearlescent, 2 spot UV designs, half double-sided sheets, and 200. And it's pretty heavy cardstock. So I don't particularly want to use this. I want something that I can just tear out a page. And a thinner page, really, because I don't need any more thickness. These paper pads are so heavy. They're so heavy, and the little things, I can't have some 12 by 12 storage boxes that I put some of them in. I don't have a whole huge stash of paper, but I do have more than I need, really. So I store some of them in there along with some of my paper pads, like when I have a Stemperia or Echo Park or something. But again, I don't have a ton of those. So this paper pad came from, it's the Paper Studio, came from Hobby Lobby. I got it on sale. I don't think I would have paid $21 for it. Matter of fact, I'm sure I wouldn't have. And this is 180 sheets of 60 designs, so that's 3 each. Now this is very thin. I would say it's a better weight than 22 or 24 pound copy paper. Maybe like 28. Mine is, that I use routinely, is 32 pounds, and it feels like it's heavier than this, but maybe not by much. So I need to just flip through here and find a page, any page, maybe just pick one out, and we'll figure out what we're going to do to work with it. There are some awfully pretty designs in here. And I guess when I got this paper pad, this was one of the first ones that I purchased. And I was hoping, before I opened it up, that it was a thicker cardstock, but it is not. But it works fine for things like this, for things that I just, you know, I mean, this works great for collaging or for simple projects like this, layering, I mean, and the designs are very pretty. It's the Theodosia square, Theodosio, Theodosia. So, there you go. All right, so I picked this one. I kind of like this one. It's got the postage all over it. I had picked up this paper pad. It's got a lot of green in it. This has hints of greenish yellow in it, which I think would work pretty well. So I'm going to cut this down. I'll need my trimmer out for that, for this. So we'll trim this all the way down. So my daughter finally today got to go to downtown Houston. This is directional. Downtown Houston, sort of it is directional, but anyway. And to see the elephant exhibit. And I thought that they were live elephants, but she clarified that to me, which that didn't make a lot of sense to me, traveling around the world with a bunch of live elephants. But it's not. They're carvings, apparently, wooden carvings of elephants. And it's supposed to be a beautiful exhibit. She just wanted to see how the baby would react to this. Not that she expects any oohs or ahs or anything like that. But this little one is so aware, and she's very interested in her environment. And so my daughter was interested to see if she would have any reaction at all and what that reaction would be. So we'll see how that goes. I told her, send me a picture. She wanted me to go with them, but because I needed to get these videos done, and I knew if I waited till we got back, I'd be too tired, and I didn't want to get behind. Trying to be reliable about saying I make a video every day. I'm really trying to hold to that. Now, there may be times when I'm not able to do that. I may be sick or something, emergency of some sort may have came up. And if I'm not able to put it out there in advance, then you will know when I make a video that there was an issue. I said earlier this week I wanted to take some time off to kind of clean off my desk. Well, I did kind of clean it off, but it really, like, I've got this pile of scraps here. I really need to really go through them and get rid of what I can't use. Okay, so we'll put this on here. I'm gonna get this thing to glue to. Use my handy dandy extra large glue stick. I really do kind of like this glue stick. I've never used this particular brand before, Darcy. And so far I like it. Good girl, Darcy. So I like it. So far it's holding. I have to send that my purple journal, that I made that before I started this channel, off to a friend in California, but I need to go through it and double check and make sure that everything is still stuck down and nothing has come loose before I send it. So I don't know what everybody's working on that may be watching, but I hope you're enjoying whatever it is. I found another piece. I was watching a video this morning. Found another piece of ephemera that I think would be great in a journal. It's kind of sort of like a waterfall. Maybe it was actually, you know, a derivative of that, but it's not really a waterfall. And it's very simple and creates extra journaling spaces, and it is a nice little interactive piece, which, you know, I am really keep my eyes open for those things. So I did, just after the video was over, I quickly made like a prototype to see if, make sure I understood the process, and it really was fairly simple. So in some upcoming video I will share that. I'll make another prototype and then share it with everyone. All right, so I've got this. All right, so I guess I'm going to use this screen paper or fabric or whatever you want to call it. I don't know that there's anything green in here. I haven't really looked. Forgive the crackle. Yeah, some people really like that. I know one creator, I enjoy watching her, but she does the ASMR. That's another thing I had never heard of. And then it started popping up in more and more videos I was watching. And I really had never heard that before, that term, or that acronym. So there must be a lot of people out there that do enjoy all these sounds at the paper and scissors, and I've listened to some of them, and part of me kind of does enjoy it, but part of me doesn't. So I guess it's just a personal preference and maybe how your mood is at that particular time. Well, there's nothing really green in here. But we could put this down. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, if anything at all. I'm gonna pull all these out of here. Well, this is the first one I pulled out, so I guess maybe I'll use it, although it really doesn't go at all. So maybe I'm not going to use it. Let's put it over there. So let's see what we have in here. These buttons are going to fall out. These were a purchase from Amazon. And with these little buttons and the glue stick, the glue, double-sided tape, those little runners. Oh, this is kind of pretty. It's pretty. Now, I don't typically do a lot of inking in these unless I just want to highlight something a little bit more, but typically I don't do a lot of that. I love to ink, and I love the way it looks, but you know, sometimes it can be a little tedious, especially if you're creating a larger journal or a larger piece. And let's see, I don't know, maybe somebody out there knows what you would call this stuff, but I don't, and I would be very happy to be enlightened if anybody does know. I think this comes apart, but I can't get it apart. I think there's two pieces here. Oh well. So we could kind of maybe go something like this. I like this better. Maybe like this. You know, when some creators start talking about design and composition, I personally do not understand. I can't say that. I do kind of know what they're talking about in the most rudimentary way, but I don't really have any idea of what makes good composition versus bad composition. You know, I was never an art student. I took a course of art in high school. It was just a class that I had to take some credits, and so I said, all right, well, I'll take art. And I did not like it at all. Probably it was the instructor, probably it was what they were asking of us that I did not feel that I was capable of doing. I don't know, I really don't know. But, and it was, I just took the one semester. So if there was any talk in there about composition and, you know, all that sort of thing, I wasn't there long enough. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, thank you. Excuse me. I wasn't there long enough to learn anything about it because I certainly don't remember it. I remember all my other classes very well, typing and geometry and algebra and history and Spanish and chemistry. I remember all that, but I was geared towards the sciences because I knew I was going to become a nurse at some point. Well, that's what I wanted to do anyway. Now, once I met my husband, he was already out of high school and was from Michigan. I think that looks kind of pretty, right? I like it. So I think I'm going to layer these like this. Now, what else do I want on here? I think that's kind of pretty. Shall we put a person on here? I've got labels and such that maybe we can add. Should I maybe move this up here? No, I think I like it down here. This is a cute little doily thing. And you know, it was funny because in one video I said one of the things I was going to really try to work on is being, or maybe a flower, is being better at not using And my daughter said, Mom, it was so funny because once you said that, you just started saying it over and over and over again. I don't know. But I thought that was kind of funny. All right, well, let's see what we have here. I think this is a daffodil, and I do love it. When we were in Ireland, there were daffodils everywhere, and they were so beautiful. They just grew wild. So there's that. I also have some little birds mixed in here, which really don't... I should start another little box for birds. I have this bird. That's rather pretty too. My scan and cut did a somewhat good job at cutting it out, but not the best. I like this one too. This one's pretty. I think I like that one. Now I probably will ink around this fellow because he's got that white border. I like this little cutie too. Oh. And there's one I really like, but now I can't find it. It's kind of a whimsical one. And every time I try to use it, it's too big for what I'm doing. But now that I have a place for him, I can't find him. Where are you? Alright, well I'm kind of torn between this one and this one, which does have a little hint of more yellow in it, a little bit of green. Maybe I'll go with that one. Okay, let me glue some of this down. So this video will go up tomorrow, which will be Friday. This is Thursday for me. This is Thursday. So this will be the Friday video. And then on Saturday we're going to go back. I'm going back to work in my library journal, and I'll be working on sewing in the signatures and hold that straight. Sewing in the signatures, and also maybe starting to pull together some pockets. And I think I'm going to need a couple of belly bands. There's a couple of pieces that are kind of, they may be too fat to put to a pocket, but usually a belly band will hold them nicely. So, oh, this is weird stuff. I wish I knew what this was. I like it. I wish I had more of it, maybe larger pieces. But I wouldn't even know how to look for it because I don't know what it's called. I'm sure it has a name of its own. Okay, and then we're going to put this little doily here, which I think is very pretty. Gosh, I hate to use it, but isn't that the way we are? We have things, we don't want to use them because they're so pretty, and then we just hang on to them and hang on to them and hoard them, and you know how that goes. I know you know how that goes. Because I've been that way about everything I've ever done, whether it be yarn for knitting or fabric for sewing. If I really love it, I don't use it. And that can be pretty wasteful because you run out of space to store stuff in. And you forget most of what you have. I know that because I've experienced it. Okay. What do you think? Let's put this away. Here's a pretty green one. No, there's just something about this little bird that I like. I do love this flower too, but that's too much. too much, too much. These are flowers. Okay, so I am going to ink this little bird. He's got a pretty wide border around him. And I do believe the scan cut did cut this out, and it did a good job. Most of the time it does. It really does. There's just some things that it tends to, I don't know how to say it, it just kind of gets in and cuts a foot off, or cuts the beak off, or if there's white on the inside of the picture of the fussy cut, it tends to go in and cut that out. So you have a big gaping. Anyway. So we're going to put this little birdie right there, I think. Yeah, maybe right there. So it's kind of touching all three pieces. So sorry for being so quiet. I'm just trying to think about what I'm doing. I don't want to keep you here forever. Okay, so let me get my, I'm sorry for the noise. My trash can is moving out of the way. Well, I feel like it needs more. Let me look at this first. I love this quote book. I've been using it a lot. I really do like it a lot. Now I know on Etsy you can find a lot of printables of quotes and inspirational words and so forth. And I have printed out some of those. Well, maybe I'll use this one by Nelson Mandela. Although I don't know why some of these are so big. I'm going to try to cut around it. Take some of this extra off of it so it'll fit up here. I guess it could go down here. That might fill in a gap. And it says, the greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. And that is certainly the truth. If we don't get up after making a mistake and failing, then the only person that we're really hurting is ourselves. Maybe a butterfly up there. I just feel like it needs something else. Let's see what we have in here. These are sticker books from Hobby Lobby. They are by Paper Studio, and they were also on sale when I purchased them. And I really like them as well. I like, these are, you know, just, I just really like them better than some other stickers that I have purchased in the past and that are on the market. Of course, when I first started, I used, you know, like everybody else, you use what you have access to, you know. And if you don't have it, you go to the Dollar Tree and purchase, you know, what you can. Oh dear, which one am I going to use? Well, this is a green one. That's not too big. So I think I may just put her up here. And you know what? I think that's I'm gonna call it good. So I am going to get off of here for now. I'm gonna wish you all have a good day or evening or whatever time it is when you watch this. And take care of yourself and enjoy what you're doing and enjoy your family. And I will see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.